7 costly mistakes that sellers make over and over and over again. I have a hard time convincing people that this is not January 2022. As soon as you go on the market, you put into the multiple listing service. Are you preparing to put your home on the market 2025? Not sure what the market is going to do, not sure of pricing, how to figure out pricing, how to hire the right real estate agent? Well, I'm here to talk to you about all of those things and 7 costly mistakes that I see sellers do over and over and over again. But hey, my name is John Bice. I'm with EXP Real Estate and the Florida for Boomers Network. We work with Ryan marketing to baby boomers who are relocating to this area. And we represent Ryan in Manatee and Sarasota County. So we help them transition down here, whether they're going to be a snowbird or they're relocating here. And then we market heavily to people who are considering selling their home in Manatee and Sarasota County as well. So I want to talk to you about some of the mistakes that I see people making. And again, these are things that people say to me over and over again. But the number one is overpricing your property. Why? Okay, a couple of things happen here. As soon as you go on the market, you put into the multiple listing service, MLS, that we realtors use. It starts counting the number of days that you're on the market. Once you hit 30 days, 60 days, actually average days on the market right now is about 91 days, believe it or not. Once you start getting past 60 days on the market, people aren't really taking a hard look at your house, like reading the description, looking at all the pictures. They're saying, what's wrong with that house? It's been on the market a pretty long time. And they're looking for the new listings, 5 days or less on the market. They're looking for all the new stuff because they've been perusing and perusing. And they may have looked at your house, maybe not. But that's one of the things not to do. I have a hard time convincing people that this is not January 2022. Okay. We're almost 3 years past that now. And people have a hard time when they knew their property back in that absolute COVID frenzy time was worth $800,000. And now using comparable sales to their home, it shows a value of $675,000. And they just will not accept that and want to price it at $799 when nothing is selling around them at that price. So it's very important when you're interviewing an agent, make sure that they can tell you where the market is heading because you're trying to price it for the market you're moving into, not for the past market, not for exactly the current market, but the market you're heading into. And if they can't tell you about that, should be a hint to you. You should ask them inventory levels. Where are we? Currently, we're past what we consider to be normal inventory levels. 6 months is considered to be normal inventory levels. Now, I'm going to give you the answer to the question. How do you figure out inventory levels so you can ask the agents that you interview? The way you do that is if we had no new listings coming onto the market and we had the normal absorption rate or current absorption rate that we're at right now, how long would it take us to sell every single home that's on the market? Okay. No new listings, current absorption rate. It would take us well over 6 months to sell everything that we have right now. Why is that? The resale market is back. People are listing their homes again. Builders are flooding the market with their inventory. They got tired of waiting for people to walk in, pick a lot, pick a model, then start building the home. So most builders now are picking the model, picking the lot, building the home, getting it under construction. And then when you walk in, they can say, hey, we've got this 3-2 den with a 2-car garage on a pond, 1,850 square feet. This is our price. Okay. Speeds up that whole process for them. Then they don't have to wait for you to come to the design center because they've already picked out all the upgrades and everything. But you have to know comparable properties for your home. Not 18 months ago in this current market, I don't think you should go back past 90 days, really, because things have shifted so dramatically. Old school way, when I was an appraiser, we could go back a year and a mile away from the home. That's what Zillow does. They'll pull that. That's why they're so inaccurate because they're a mile away from your home. plus or minus 20% on the square footage, sold in the last year. And as we know, the real estate market dramatically changes. So all those factors are put together. So use those tools when you're interviewing an agent to see if they're giving you all the statistics, all the active listings that you're going to be competing against, all the pending sales, and then everything that's sold around you that compares to you in the last 90 days. Again, when I say compares to you, you want to go no more than 20% plus and minus on the square footage. And then if you're a pool home, you like to have all pool homes to compare to. If you're single story, you would like to have all single story homes to compare to. If you're on a lake, it'd be great if you can compare it to lakefront properties. But those are all the things you want to look at. Again, overpricing, one other thing. As soon as you go onto the market in the MLS multiple listing service, it starts counting the days. So once you start getting up to 40, 50, 60 days on the market, the average consumer is starting to say, hey, what's going on with that house? Now, our average days on the market right now is probably 80 because we have so much inventory. But people look at it and go, ooh, 60 days on the market. Well, why is that? Oh, look, they've done 3 price reductions in 60 days. They must have been really overpriced. So those are things that you don't want the consumer that may be interested in your house to see. Neglecting necessary repairs is another one. I recommend a lot of times for my sellers to have a home inspection done. Now, it's going to cost about, depending on the size of your house, $400 to $500. But that home inspector will be able to examine your roof, go up in the attic, look at all the appliances, all the electrical, your water heater, everything, and be able to tell you if there's any issues that might be coming up. Now, the buyer of your home will not use your inspection, I think. So you may find a buyer that will, but I'm going to say at least 99% of the time, they will not. They want to have their own home inspector come through the house so they can ask questions and find any problems. So that's a good thing to do, but maintaining the property, don't try to put it off because your home will go through an inspection process. So go ahead and get things that need to be fixed, get it done. Now, I'm not talking about changing out carpet or paint or anything like that. That's something for us to look at a listing appointment. I always talk about carpet because if you replace your carpet with the same color, but just put new carpeting in, chances are a new buyer is going to come in and rip your carpet out. They don't want somebody else's carpet most of the time. Those are things that you should talk about with a listing agent when you're walking through the house. Poor home presentation. Start packing. You want to sell your house. Start putting stuff away. Dishes you're not using, knickknacks, pictures. Take everything that you can. I mean, make your house look good, but make it look model home like as much as possible. As few pictures on the wall as possible. Get as much out of your closets as possible. I mean, I open up like coat closets sometime and you couldn't possibly put another thing in there. So what does that look like to a buyer? Ooh, not much storage in there. Then they go into the primary bedroom closet and there's enough clothes for 37 people in there. So start packing things away. I always tell people, go buy those big, huge plastic tub from Walmart and start putting things away, especially clothes. That's a really good place to start. But getting things off your kitchen counters, your bathroom counters, and all that. So that's a good thing to do. Insufficient marketing. Ask the agent that you're talking to, how are you going to market my house? Are you just going to put a sign in the yard, put it in the MLS, and I'll just hope that somebody comes by? Are you going to do open houses? Is that important to you? Does that work in your particular neighborhood? Gated communities, it's often very hard to do open houses if the gates aren't freely open or maybe open on weekends. So that's hard to do. Are they aware of Facebook marketing, Instagram marketing, YouTube? Do they have a YouTube channel? How many YouTube channels do they have? How many Facebook pages do they have? How much are they doing that? Are they doing it or are they paying somebody to do it? How about who's taking the photos? I still, to this day, see pictures in the MLS of realtors walking around using their iPhone and taking pictures that are dark. They take pictures of like, I don't even know. I can't even describe, but I used to post them online. Like, what is this picture showing me exactly? But yes, want professional photos done of your house. I don't care what the price range is. They should have a photographer come in and take pictures of your home. In this day and age, if you're on a golf course, if you're on the water, if you have a wooded preserve area to the back, the drones, you want to show that hovering over your house from the front to the back and the view and everything you have there. Very, very, very common now. And make sure your real estate agent is going to do that. Being inflexible in showing times. Sometimes people will say, okay, the only time I can show the house is between 1 and 3 o'clock on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. How much of the time out of the week does that cut out for other agents who have to book it into their schedule with buyers and book everybody together? So, as much time as you can possibly make available for your home to be shown, the better. All right. I mean, we all have things we have to do. A lot of us work from home now. So, yeah, we all have Zoom calls. We all have time where we have to have nobody in the house. But as much available time as you can possibly provide to people is a good thing. Not disclosing property issues. The key in real estate is disclose, disclose, disclose. If you've ever had a roof leak and it's still the same roof covering on that house, disclose that. You know why? Because an inspector is going to get up in the attic and go, hey, what's that huge stain up there on the plywood? Just one of those things. If you've ever had water intrusion, the dishwasher leaked, the washing machine leaked, and it got behind the walls, disclose that. Yep, we had a leak. We had somebody come in and examine it. We had it dried out, got kills put back there. It's all good, but disclose it. Tell people issues with your house because it's going to come out in inspection, and that's not a good thing. I had years ago had a seller that was literally their air conditioning system putting a Band-Aid on it. The air conditioning company documented every time. You need to replace this air conditioner. You need to replace this air conditioner. Nope, just do this. Just do this. Just get it running. Just do that. Well, less than 2 weeks after the home closed, the buyers called. The air conditioning system is out. We called that air conditioning company and they said that they've been telling that seller for the last 2 years that they needed to replace the air system. We're suing if they don't replace it. Guess what they did? They ended up replacing the air conditioning system anyway. So if it needs to be done, it's going to be discovered in the process somewhere along the line. So always, always, always disclose. Choosing the right or the wrong agent. I'm not going to tell you who the right or wrong agent is. There are so many changes that have happened in real estate over the past 6 months now. Having to have a buyer sign a buyer brokerage agreement to work with them. We're supposed to have those signed before we go out and show property. Understanding who is going to be paying the commission. I haven't seen any homes that the seller has said, nope, I'm not paying the buyer agent commission. Haven't seen that. I know they're out there. Haven't come across it yet. So you have to know that. The National Association of Realtors says over the next probably 2 years, with all these changes that we've had, that probably 1 million real estate agents are going to get out of the business. So have somebody that is very aware of what changes have taken place, how it's going to affect you, how many homes they've sold in the last year, how they're going to market your property, how they would price a home. Personally, myself, I don't give a price. I give a range. I give the average price per square foot for sold homes, average price per square foot for the pending sales, and average price per square foot for the active listings. And we look at that and figure out, are you above average? Are you average? Are you below the average? Which are you? And then you pick out the price. It's your home. It's probably one of the biggest sales you're ever going to have in your whole entire life, this property. So it's your house to sell. So 7 costly mistakes that sellers make over and over and over again. You can reach me. You can text me, email me, call me. There's a link below called Calendly. You can schedule a call, a Zoom call, or an in-person meeting with me. Love to talk to you about these things. If you're selling here in this area, love to help you price, market, and sell your home. Okay. If you're a baby boomer and you're coming down, we'll do the reverse way of doing this. We'll make sure you're not overpaying for a house, and we'll look at all these things together to see what the trends are in the neighborhood, what the right purchase price is for a home, and help you get into the property that you're looking for. We look forward to hearing from you. I would love to help you in this current real estate market that we're in and moving forward. Again, if there's any questions that I can answer for you, please feel free to reach out to me. You can get me 7 days a week, and I'm here to answer questions. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if this information has helped you at all. And about twice a week, we put out videos like this about things in the real estate market. Okay. Thanks so much. I look forward to hearing from you.